I've just cut that, ready to get on with some Galactic Green in anticipation of our guest coming tomorrow, so we'll crack on with that while the wind's dropped. Right, welcome to our video today. We've got Austin from Allett who's come, and he's bringing a very special guest. So what time is he coming?
I thought I was a special guest.
No, you said you were bringing in Stirling, so I brought the transistor flag, and I thought Raheem was coming for a kickabout.
No mate, you got the wrong end of the stick.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've just wasted tenner on this.
I haven't bought Raheem.
So, what have you got, something better?
Yes.
What, Jack Grealish?
No, you're getting completely the wrong end of the stick. I said I was bringing Stirling,
Right.
and it's the best mower you have ever seen in your life.
Well, let's get it out then. Okay, so this is the Stirling that Austin's brought with us. I must say, very rigid looking. That's the first thing that I noticed about that. And the first thing I noticed especially was the grass box. A lot bigger opening than the Kensington, and there's nothing wrong with the Kensington of course, but this is just going to allow more grass in. So what was the idea behind the grass box design for you?
Yeah, for us, Dan, this is about lightweight. You're emptying it out of the grass box, and also no lips on the inside here, so it really just empties.
Yeah, because what I noticed was on my Kensington, when I went to the green bin, because you got the lips there, you had to tip it more like that, and because of the green bin size, a lot of it fell out, so this gets rid of that problem.
Everything on this should be just a little bit better than your Kensington.
Yeah,
and not to say the Kensington is not a good machine, but this is a more expensive machine, and just everything's a little bit better. So I'm hoping you'll see that while you're using it.
Yeah, and it's very lightweight, so you can literally, if you're not very strong, it's a perfect one, because that Kensington one is quite cumbersome. So just slot that back on there, I think. You do it, I've not tried that yet. But,
I'll try and make it look easy.
Yeah, oh there you go. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, so it's battery powered, as you can see there, just tap the button. So how long are you going to get out of the battery, would you say?
It depends which battery you got in there. This is the biggest battery. For you, where you're doing this for you.
So that'll slot another battery in there, so the smaller battery.
so it literally just drops in there, if you can see that with the grass box. So this is the 10 amp hour. Actually there's a 12 amp hour as well, which will probably give you close to a couple of hours of mowing in the fine mowing that you're doing.
So for the bigger lawn, perfect.
Yeah,
the smaller lawn,
and charges up about as quickly as it discharges, to be honest. So if you had two of those batteries and you could charge, we're trying to get people like you to be thinking about on-van charging and things like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, but no petrol swirling around in the van.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of my viewers will know that I'm very keen to go green. Recently just turned peat free. Very keen to protect the environment. Shut up. So that's that sorted. So what next?
Yeah, well, we'd really like you to be going down this battery route.
Yeah,
we think it's a really good thing, and not only that, your customers love it because it's so much quieter.
Yeah, I mean, if I come mowing on a Sunday, you can get a bit of funny oxygen mowing on an early Sunday morning, so that would stop that happening. Yeah, I see it's got a safety key there.
Yeah, safety key at the back as well. You obviously take the battery out and the machine's safe anyway. Leave the battery in, take the key out, it's safe. There's a lot of safety elements that you can do with electric machines. If the cartridge isn't properly engaged, the machine won't start. If the handlebars are right up in the storage position again, if it's in your van, that again just completely cuts out the machine.
Okay, and then this slots back, so say you're tall, you need it a bit higher up, and if you're small, you can bring that back. Yeah. Perfect.
The adjustability again on the Kensington you've got, it's very small range of adjustment, whereas we've really expanded this up for a big tall
low or no
Dutchman,
adjustment,
or American, or if you're Italian, and you've got the whole range there.
Yeah, good stuff.
For the international.
So getting on to the attachments, you told me some very interesting information before, is that the attachments for the Kensington not will slot in there straight away, but just by changing these cogs over. So you don't have to buy the attachments twice after you've already bought the Kensington. Like me, I've got a lot of the attachments, but just with a simple fix, I can use them.
So you've already made a big commitment when you bought your Kensington with a whole range of cartridges, and one thing that we said right at the very beginning with the design is that we must, with a small amount of changes, be able to fit those cartridges you've already invested in into this product, assuming that it's the same width. So the cartridge comes in and out really quickly and easily, but with just changing the sprocket on the end there to that sprocket, I can use my existing stuff with this product. There we go.
So what about height of cut? What's different on this than on the Kensington?
So if you look at the height of cut here, we've clearly now, that height of cut is actually what it does, and this goes from 0 to 50 mil, or even the depth is shown on that side for when using cultivation cartridges, which I know you do regular. But literally, if I want to adjust this now just 2 millimeters, I'm now mowing 2 millimeters.
So on the Kensington, you've not got that clarification on. That's a big thing for me, because I sometimes don't like what's 3 and 2 mean. There's nothing there. With that, I can know exactly where I am.
Yeah, exactly. So although it's easy to adjust the height of cut on the Kensington, you can't see what the height of cut is. So that was just another step.
Perfect. Right. So now we've had a quick look over that. I think it's time to get using it, because I'm itching to get going. So what I wanted to do today, Austin, was, because this line hasn't had a verticut this year, I wanted to slot the verticut attachment in, and we'll show you how quick that is. And then we'll give it a vertical, and then we'll slot the reel back in. We'll have a test. You know, we're not here plugging this machine, by the way. We're testing it, so you'll see it in its purest form. So see, in my last video we saw that the bulk of what we took up didn't get collected, or a bit of it. So we're hopefully going to get a better collection. If not, we're going to use a brush attachment to pick that up this time, rather than the hair to mower, because we don't want to use hair to mower using an Allett with Austin here, do we? So let's get the vertical cut attachment. Austin will show you how quick it is, and then I'll have a go and show you how it is as well. So Austin, over to you.
Yep, good. So the speed thing, you can either take the battery out or the key out, make sure the machine's safe, and then you've just got 2 tabs here. These 2 light green tabs which release the cartridge, and then this releases the drive, and then I can take the cylinder cartridge out, and then to put the vertical cartridge in, I just need to get that lined up in the normal way. That drops in, 2 tabs down, and locks the drive in. Everything's all now nice and safe.
So is that 10 seconds? And then no Allen key in sight?
No Allen key in sight, no guards off or anything else. So again, just a little bit better. What does it take? What does it take you to change again? Just a few minutes?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But you know, that's quicker. And then of course, we've still got to do the height of cut change. What sort of height do you want this set at?
Well, I think we'll just stick it at the highest, and then we'll have a play with it and see what's best.
So we don't want to take too much. About 3 millimeters above surface now, so really confident in that. Test it first, of course.
Yeah.
And that's all yours.
Right, let's give it a go. So yeah, so I said I'd just give it a go myself. So it's literally that, push that up, and then that pulls out. Easy. And then to go back in. This is the first time I'm doing it. Slots in, that, and then that. And does it have to be done in that order, Austin?
Well, it doesn't actually.
Doesn't matter. No worries. Right, let's get vertical cutting. I just left that on there video wise just so you could hear how silent it is. It's actually that silent, you don't by law require earphones, so that's a good thing. So let's get the cartridge in for cutting, because we don't actually need to sweep up anything because there's nothing on the lawn as it is, so that's good. So let's do that, and then we're going to have a few questions with Austin, so I look forward to that. Alright, so we just changed the cylinder cartridge back. Always remember to put your height of cut up to where you was, because I'm currently at 0 on the height setting, so we're going to raise that back up to what we actually want, just so we don't end up scalping the lawn. So I've got a couple of questions for you, Austin, off one of my subscribers. Well, the first question is, have you ever considered getting a decent haircut like the man himself?
Well, yeah, I suppose the first question I've got for you then is, do blondes have more fun?
Definitely, as you can see.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just having a little play with the height setting. We're at 22 mil there, so let's give it a go at that, and let's get these stripes looking absolutely fantastic.
slow down. I'm a bit nervous about asking this question because I know how honest you are, but tell me what you think.
Oh, I love it. It's going to take a bit of getting used to in terms of the buttons and whatever, but that's not anything negative about it. It's just I'm used to the Kensington and what that does. So as soon as I get used to all the buttons and stuff, I can't see any problems with it. I love the noise. Customers are going to love that. I'm not turning up being noisy. Cut is absolutely fantastic. I must admit, when I should have showed you that when I took off the grass box there, I noticed how crisp those edges were because it has got a thicker blade on it than the Kensington, you've said. Beautiful looking, really sturdy. You might think, looking at this, it looks a bit flimsy or whatever, but let me tell you, it's not. It is absolutely rigid, and when you move that, the mower moves. There's no giving it whatsoever, so absolutely love it. So I'm getting one for my birthday.
Oh, you know, that's very generous of someone. And I'm hoping you're really going to like that quick cartridge change.
Oh yeah.
You've really led, I think, your followers in this. Let's just verticut. Let's just mow again. Let's just verticut. Yeah. And scarify. And I think particularly for you, that.
Oh yeah, because sometimes you think like, I want to do that. I've got to undo the bolts and stuff like that. So I just leave them out. But that is a game changer for that. And the fact that you don't need to rebuy the cartridges, which I didn't know. I thought you did. But knowing I can just retrofit a cog on the end of it is absolutely perfect. So yeah. So I highly recommend it. So thanks for coming.
Great, that's my pleasure. Lovely to meet you. You do an amazing job.
What do you think of the lawn? I hate to answer this question.
You are a master of your craft. I'm sure your subscribers.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. I'll pay you that tenner after. Right. So we'll join you next time when we'll be doing something else with this, I think. So until then, see you soon. So I've left Austin back at the last job. Wonder what he's up to.
Oh, this is beautiful grass.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. So anyway, I brought this mower with me to form Britain's best lawn, to just give it a run for its money and try some of the attachments out, because Austin did say, especially the scarifying attachment is a different animal in this machine. So let's get on with that first, and then we'll have a look at some of the other things this machine can do. So let's just have a quick look on the height setting adjuster. As you can see there, we've got 1 to 50 in terms of millimeters, so we know exactly where we are. Now this machine is set on granite when they do the height setting, so it is totally plumb, and you know exactly where you are. 50mm is 50mm on this, and 1mm is 1mm on this. So we can see by turning anti-clockwise or clockwise, we move the dial up or down, and it is so easy, much easier than the Kensington. So this is a great design feature. Moving on to the battery, it's a 56 volt lithium-ion battery which will charge up in over 1 hour. What more can you ask for? So moving on to the handlebars, the knob I am twizzling there is the speed adjuster for the self-propelled mechanism. Forward for fast, backwards for slow. To move the machine forward, we press the button there with the thumb. To get the blade spinning, we press the standby button in the middle there and then pull back on the lever. Okay, so what I want to do first is, like I said, scarify. It's literally the same scarifying attachment as you get with the Kensington, just a different cog. As we've already said, if you wanted to put this in here, you just need to change the cog over, so you don't have to buy the attachment again. So that's good news. So it really is that simple. Now I've got used to it. 2 lifts of that, push that up, that comes out, and then this goes back in like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's ready to go. Let's have a look around the side on the heights, and then we'll see what we need to set it at, because what we don't want to do is go too low and rip it to shreds. We just want to tickle it a little bit, so it'll mean just having a bit of a play with it first. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to drop it into this white area, because that is for the scarifying attachment, verticutting attachment and stuff. The verticutter, you do want to go quite low, like as low as you can really, but with the scarifying attachment, I'm just going to go on at 0, and then we'll see how it looks in terms of what it's taken out, and then we'll drop it if need be. But you see how easy it is to turn. Literally, you don't actually need to lift the machine back. You can just do it as it's down. You can see that it's moving quite easily. So yeah, 0, there you go. And let's see how we get on with that. So I've just had a bit of a fiddle with it, and I did it on 0, and it was just going too deep, I felt. So I've just raised it up between 0 and 0.5, and look how much we've taken out, and I've literally just done that area there like that. So it is a different animal, and that's because it's got a more powerful motor, I believe, than the Kensington, so we're going to get more bang for our buck in terms of how fast it's spinning and how more powerful it is. So I'm happy to proceed on that, because you can see There's still plenty of necrotic growth in there, but we're not doing any real damage, but you can see how much we've taken out. So I'm going to carry on with that. So to start this, it's pretty simplistic. We just press the standby button there, and then we lift this bar under here, and that gets the blades turning. And then we let go of that button, just keep hold of that, and then to get it moving, we just press either of these buttons here, and then we get going. Easy. And we let go and it stops. This controls the speed. So if you want to go really fast, you can, but it is quite fast, so I just slow it down a little bit. And there's something on this that I want to show you later on, which is a game changer and the best feature of this mower, and I'll show you on the little lawn over there. So let's crack on. So we've just done 4 passes in terms of up and down. Look how much we've taken out. This can only be a good thing, because what we're going to be doing is helping suppress that disease because we're thinning the lawn out. Alright, so been over my new patch of seed there, and it's come away unscathed, so it really is vicious but gentle at the same time. Took off about 6 grass box fulls there, and we've still got a lawn looking all nice and uniform now because it's stood all those grasses up the right way, so they're all pointing the right way. Much more aggressive than the verticut, and to be honest, actually don't mind it instead of the verticut, to be honest. And I've always said that if you was ever going to buy one of those attachments, you would buy the Scarifier because it's more versatile. So we can have a look now. All the grasses are facing the right way and stood up, and that explains now why we've got that carpet-like appearance. So what I'm going to do now is I've got 2 bars of battery left. It has eaten through 2 of the battery bars, or 3 of that, doing that Scarifier, but that's fully expected because there's more resistance with the prongs actually making contact with the soil there. So I would fully expect the battery to drain more. So hopefully now we can get on with the cylinder cassette back on that, and it won't be as draining on the battery because we're not really making contact with the soil, we're just going over the grass. So I fully expect to be able to cut this lawn without running out, but that's what we're doing. We're testing it, we're not here just plugging it and going through all its good bits. Any bad bits we're going to say as well, because it's about honest feedback, not just about positive feedback. We want honest feedback as well, good or bad. And what I want to show you after, if we've got enough battery over there, something that I've been working on. Alright, so I've got the cylinder back in. Very important now that we lift the height adjuster up to where we want it to be. I'm going to go on at 25 today here. I think that's going to be perfect for what we want to achieve. And then let's see how it looks after, and hopefully we've got enough battery to do it. Alright, so just having a walk over, looks absolutely mint. Do you know what? Sometimes I think tartan looks amazing and I love that look, but sometimes when it's just one way, I think I prefer it like this, you know. It's less work, of course, as well, because I have to cut it twice, but more importantly, it just looks so defined. I mean, the Kensington's great, don't get me wrong, I love the Kensington, I always will, but it doesn't give this cut, does not give this cut, and that is because this new Liberty, I know they call it the Liberty, the Stirling, it has a thicker blade for one, which is a good thing, and it's set absolutely perfect. Because the Kensington blade is so thin, they have to allow for a little bit of flex, so it doesn't quite sit true on the blade, and that's because when it's attached, the ends then drop down, whereas the Stirling is absolutely set perfect. And they do it on a slab of granite, I asked, and they set the heights and everything on a slab of granite, so there's no movement, so everything is true, and it just equates to this total. What I found was, well, I was going to say it was total beauty, but on the Kensington what I find is, and they always have, they dig in on one side. No matter how sharp the blade is, how new it is, it just digs in on one side, and I just don't know why, but this Stirling doesn't do that. So it gets the thumbs up from me. And what do you think? What do you think? Absolutely fantastic. Love it. I love the sound it makes. I love how it makes me feel, because when using the Kensington, I always feel like I'm like a professional using an amateur mower. Whereas this, I'm mowing along and I'm thinking, people are thinking he's got a bit of kit there. I feel like a professional. It's so rigid in your hand. The roller is so smooth, and it's just so easy to manipulate around corners and stuff. It's just got such a smooth, loose action to it. It is a good mower. And in the last job, Austin did say the best mower you'll ever use. And up until this point in my life, it certainly is. I can't just yet. I can't fault it. I'm trying to find things, but I can't find anything as yet. So what I want to do is I want to show you one more feature of the mower, which I didn't know of until just before. I found out on my own, and it really is a game changer in terms of that when you want a short grass. But if just have a look up close here, this is that new patch that I did. We filled it in. It's come through absolutely beautiful. Cut beautiful. I actually went up to 28mm on there, just because on 25 it was a little bit short. So I think over the next coming cuts, I'll just reduce it in height. I just didn't want to do any damage today because the heat's coming. Leave it a bit longer, but because we've got the micro adjustment on there, we can knock it down millimetres and know exactly where we are with it. Whereas on the Kensington, it's 2, 3, 4. You know, you never know where you are with the amount of clicks. Whereas this, I know exactly where I am with it, and that's another positive, is that we can go down from 14mm to 13mm, and we know exactly where we are. So let's show you what I want to do over here. Oh, and I just wanted to show you, we're still on 2 bars after cutting the lawn with the cylinder attachment in place. So as we thought, the cylinder doesn't drain the battery as much as the scarifier does. Okay, so what I want to show you now is what I think this machine is the best for. Now, it might sound a bit salesy, but it's not. Austin told me when I mentioned it to him is that it's got 2 motors, one for the blades and one for the self-propelled mechanism, whereas on the Kensington, it's one for all. So if you want to slow the machine down, you slow the RPM down on the blades. So with this, we can run at really slow revs on the self-propelled mechanism, but run at full speed on the blades, and this is perfect for that shorter lawn because we're going to get more cuts per metre. So I'm going to show you in a sec, but first of all I want to knock this down to about 13mm and see how low we are, and then try and get it down to 8mm before the week's out, and then we can finally say we've achieved something like Wimbledon. So let's get on with it. So we can see we're really short, and if I open that up, we're at soil level almost straight away. So I believe we're somewhere around 13mm at the moment, but what we're going to try and do is over the next week or so get it down to 8mm, and then we can say we can play tennis on it and say we're at Wimbledon height, which is always something I've wanted to achieve in terms of how short is 8mm, because I'd love to get on centre court, but it's not happened yet. And I've been alive 42 years and I can't see it happening in the next 42 years either, so this is the closest we're going to get. Now can you see how fine that cut is? There's just nothing missed at all. It's like AstroTurf, like we used to get at the greengrocers. So that's the idea between the dual motor, that you can get that extra fine finish. Okay, so what a better place to finish the video than here. Lawn's looking fantastic, so let's see what we can do with the Stirling. Alright, so let's just have a closer look. I cut that at 25mm. Looks bloody beautiful. Good test this time of day to see how good your colour is because the sun does hide a multitude of sins sometimes. You know, when it comes out it's all lovely. Even the worst lawn can look great on a hot sunny day, whereas when it goes in and there is no sun shining, you then get an idea of how green your grass actually is. And I think you can agree that this is looking really green. Lovely. So it really was the perfect location to finish the video, I think. Perfect lawn, perfect borders. I planted the flowers, so that explains that one. Little bit about the mower. I love everything about it. The only negative I can find is I think the grass box should have maybe a cover on it, and that's just being really picky. But as far as the machine goes, I really can't fault it. At 3,600 quid, I think, well worth it, because I know what's gone into it to get it to market and how many years it's took in designers and prototypes and things. So well worth the money. Would I buy one? Yeah, definitely. Will it be this year? Probably not, because I don't see a return on investing in machinery like this, because I don't charge extra for it basically, so it would be pure indulgence if I was to buy one. But if my Kensington broke tomorrow, then I'd have to certainly look at getting into this. And of course the battery power there is green, and everybody's going green, aren't they, with the environment. So yeah, if this is your thing, lawns, why not spend the money? It's like golf. You know, you could spend £5,000 on a set of clubs if it was your thing. Gardening's your thing, why not treat yourself? Nice birthday present perhaps. I tried to get Austin to buy me one for my birthday, as you saw earlier, but he was having none of it, the tight git. So hope you've enjoyed us test driving this machine. Hopefully I'll have it for a few more weeks yet, and we'll do some more videos on it. But until then, take care and see you soon.